Vander Von Odd, how are you?
I'm so good. I'm excited to hear all about your project. How are you, my love?
I'm fantastic, and I'm excited that you want to be part of this because it's going to be very interesting and zany and weird and horrific. Of course, it's a horror film. Let me go over it again.
Yeah.
Sort of the last hour of Monsterpalooza came up with this idea with Red for Filth and their friend Melissa, which is, hey, wouldn't it be funny to do a horror film? What were we calling it? Two-Faced, the crotch that eats people. So the premise is these vacationers, they're doing some kind of eco vacation and they go into the forest, the jungle, something like that. And one of them, squats down to do a little pee-pee, and then something happens. Something crawls up there, or something hops on, or it's a disease, or it's a parasite. I don't know what it is, but eventually it sort of transforms this person's area down there into a monster happens. Another
Ah,
mouth with teeth, and, it's just
oh, I hate when that happens. At the worst.
exactly right. But so it's a terrible idea. But the thing that interested me, we sort of talked about it in, workshopped a little bit, and it's like it'd be interesting to have a process show about it. The making of Two-Face, the crotch that eats people, is way more interesting than the actual movie.
Hmm.
So, and also to get the ball rolling on content, it's a lot easier because this way we can do an interview with you. We can have like auditions. We could have like Zoom calls with people in the industry who can advise us about it. So it's beyond just making a terrible movie. Now, all of a sudden, it has a different life, And
Yeah.
where can it go? We don't even know. That's why I'm talking to you. Maybe this project actually gets completed. I think if we did like a crowdfunding for like $150,000 to do this terrible idea, maybe we could have done it. But I like this idea of micro content that builds up the momentum, I think is more interesting. And along the way, we're going to learn a lot.
I love this idea. You know what? It kind of reminds me of what made me really excited when I was really young. And, I've always been a huge fan of horror films, but like not having a lot of access to sort of like how those things happen. It reminds me of like reading Fangoria magazine or like Rue Morgue and getting to like look into the process of like horror filmmakers. So I love this idea because it's the kind of thing that I would seek out when I was a kid. I was that kid that would go through every single horror DVD and like I would listen to the commentary. I would look at the special features like any way that I could sort of like take a peek behind the curtain of horror films was really, really special. And like I love making horror films, but I think it's a really, really fun treat for fans to see the process, especially for sort of like a high concept like creature sort of like B movie style film like this.
Right,
They're
exactly.
so fun to make and they're so fun to watch. But usually with indie films you don't get as much of the like behind the scenes of like how it all comes together.
Yeah, I think we're missing out on that fun stuff. I think there's a lot of good nuggets. I just like the idea that it's open-ended and it can go anywhere, and kind of the exciting thing really I'm thinking about is doing scenes, not doing the entire film, but doing scenes from the film, but also doing a behind the scenes from the scenes.
Hmm.
It's like meta, or it's like layers and layers and layers of different things going on. Well, we want you, Vander, to be part of this. I talked to you about this earlier, and you expressed interest in being an actor for it. Could you explain that a little bit? What do you want to do?
Ooh, I don't necessarily have like something super pinpointed. I think we talked a little bit about like your idea for what you wanted to shoot in terms of like filming the process and sort of like a movie within a movie within a movie.
Hmm.
But the whole scrotum concept, like I'm just hearing for the first time, and that's so exciting because that's like exactly the kind of movie I would tell Alexi like we need to watch this tonight. Like this is what we're watching tonight when we have dinner.
I didn't mean scrotum, but it could be scrotum. It could be vajajaj, or it could be scrotum, or it could be whatever's down there. The person cast that this happens to has not stepped forward yet.
What was the word you used then? If it wasn't scrotum, it was like, what was it?
Vajazz jazz.
Vajazz. Oh, gotcha, gotcha,
Isn't
gotcha.
that a term
Yes.
people use? Vajazz jazz?
Vajazz.
If
Is that
not, I
what the kids
just
are
made it
saying?
up. Vajazz jazz. I like it.
It's the first time I'm hearing like the concept as far as like sort of like the premise for the horror film. So I don't have like a specific pinpoint on like this is what I would love to play, but where I have the most fun, I think because I do drag, my drag is always like so me. It's like all the things that are the most me to like the nth degree.
Hmm.
So when I get an opportunity to like act in something, I think because I already do so much to sort of like present me on stage or like all the parts of me as a character on stage, when I'm playing a character in a story, it's so much more fun to go the completely opposite end of that and become someone who's completely different from who I am. I don't yet know who that might be in this universe, but I love the idea of playing someone who is nothing like me because I have very few opportunities to really play with that and like exercise that. So like I did a musical, Nightgowns the musical with Sasha Velour and the cast
Wow.
of
Yes, I've heard
Nightgowns,
of
and
that.
Sasha was really gracious in like allowing us to like really conceptualize our characters with her and then kind of throw ideas for like scenes and things we wanted to do, what we wanted our numbers to be like. So I had like a lot of I had the great fortune of basically being able to like have a lot of input into what my character was going to be. And so originally the concept was like sort of like a character that was a little closer to me. And when Sasha approached me and said like this is kind of what I have in mind, what would you like to do? I was like, I love this like sort of like prototype of the character, like the diva sort of thing. I said, but can we make her like 90 years old and like extremely untalented and totally delusional about it, huge ego, a nightmare to work with?
Why are you describing me?
I
Where did you
basically
get this
wanted to play
inspiration again?
Disasterina. I think I really like inside. I just wanted to be Disasterina. Um,
Can't blame you.
and I had so much fun playing that character because I never get to be someone like that when I'm performing or when I'm on stage. So I think when you told me about this, I think just like hearing the nature of like what the movie could be, it is so big and outlandish that I think it lends itself to almost like caricatures of people. And I think that's where I have like a lot of fun. So that's what really excites me about something like that.
Yeah, well, that's the way I see it too. And we're doing something insane for the writing of the script. So, to get people involved, as many people as possible, and to make it as ridiculous and as fractured as possible, which turns me on like crazy, we're going to do 100 pages to the script. We have 100 different authors. Every author, every writer does one page of the script. So I'm talking to, in about an hour, the first person who is doing page, starting with page 70. I will let them know that you are an actor and you have this interest in not being yourself. You're doing a character actor. This is an the top idea. So, it's like, John Waters style is kind of what I'm thinking about. So I'm going to tell them, Vander's in, they don't want to be themselves. We're doing camp, obviously. Write your page with that in mind. And they're going to write it. And then once that page is done, I'm going to give that page to other people who are writing other parts of the movie. It doesn't have to be right next to page 70. It can be page 1 or 30 or 100 or whatever. They get to choose what page.
Are the pages also being written out of sequence?
Yes.
Oh, I love this is gonna be insane.
But also, in Hollywood, what they do a lot is they get a script and they're like, this script is too good. Let's rewrite it. So we're going to have all these separate pages and we're going to rewrite everything. Maybe some of the authors, some of the writers who wrote a particular page have to rewrite another page to sort of have some sort of flow to it, one thing to the next. So there's going to be some rewriting involved.
Okay, that makes sense.
I like the idea of taking people's pages and completely rewriting them with other people. Because that's what they do in Hollywood. They just take, this wonderful thing and then just completely turn it upside down. So that's what we're going to do.
I kid you not, this is kind of reminding me of when we started Nightgowns the musical. You're like ticking all the boxes for things that make me really excited because projects like these just don't come around that often. So when they do, it's really, really exciting to make this kind of work because it's the type of work I get really excited. Like you mentioned, John Waters, like Female Trouble, Polyester, those are like some of my favorite films because they're so fun to watch and I can watch them 10, 20, 50 times over and they're entertaining every single time. So I really like everything you're saying is exciting.
The one that excites me the most is Desperate Living because they made the whole trash set in somebody's farmer's field or something. Mortville.
I would also be very open to maybe playing like, and this is just a suggestion, I would be super open to playing like a very caricature of a character, even if it's like a very small role. Because if I do like a smaller role, I would also love to participate like in production in whichever way that I can. So I'm open to any size of role and whatever days I'm not filming, like I'm happy to just like pitch in and just be part of the fun because this sounds like a lot of fun to me.
Okay, I'm going out on a limb here, and I might regret this later, but I'm making an executive decision. You are now one of the producers. I heard you're really hard to work with, but I'm going to take the chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna sink this whole fucking
That's what I'm counting on.
I got you, sis. I got
That
you.
would be great because after we get the ball rolling with some pages done, we need to get other actors who need to prove themselves. So we're going to have like a dying audition. All the actors will die for us, and we're going to choose the actors based on their death. If they die well, I mean, this is a horror film, right?
Yeah.
What else do we need? We need people to die well. So could you imagine that content? We have a real audition. We get real cameras and we get real people doing real deaths, and those people will really be in the film because they're already in the content.
See, I think that's spectacular. It's so hard to find people who want to work and die deservedly, you know? So I support you in this mission very much so. I think they should die for you. I think you warrant that kind of respect. So I'm Team Disasterina on this.
You are buttering my bread so much.
Oh, want to butter mine?
Yes, I'm going to slather it on.
What kind of butter? Kerrygold? Is it salted or is it unsalted?
Oh, salted, of course.
Oh, see, you get me. You get it.
Yeah, and it's got a little tinge of like a little heat in there.
Ooh, like a cayenne pepper, or like is it like a ginger?
Both, of course.
Cayenne
It's all
ginger.
about balance, right?
Right. Oh my God.
Well, let me say this. When we were talking the other day, and I mentioned this to you we were at the precinct, you mentioned that it might be interesting to do you playing an actor who is an actor in the film. So Vander Von Odd is playing Jill Smith or Jack Smonkers, and you were playing them. It's sort of like a meta thing. Do you remember that?
No, no, no. Yeah, I totally remember that. I would be open to doing that too, because it's like an actor playing an actor who's vying for a role in a, in a horror film. No, I would be totally down to do that. I think it sounds really fun. I think it's an extra layer of like character development because now you're playing two people, the person who is the actor and then the character that the actor is portraying.
Right. And then that carries on down the lines. And I'm going to talk to this writer and I'm going to say, okay, we have an actor, Vander Von Odd, who is playing this other actor who is an actor in the movie. So write with that in mind. Also, you can do different characters. It sounds like you're already doing a lot. You're already an actor playing an actor, and you're an actor, and you're a producer. Do you want to be cinematographer too?
Okay, I'll be the camera, shove a lens in my mouth.
Well, all this is wonderful. So I'm going to just start presenting this stuff. And I like the idea that it's real time going out there.
Mm-hmm.
Our little conversation will be either on the audio. It will be on my audio podcast,
Mm-hmm.
but also I think I'm going to do video. I'm going to overlay a picture of you, just like a
Wonderful.
promo picture of you, so that we go back and forth.
Make me like a Canadian from South Park and have my head just when I talk.
Yeah, I wonder if I can do that. Yeah, I can. I probably can do that.
It's so silly.
Perfect. I'm really excited that you're part of it because I think you're so talented. I saw the horror film you did years ago, and I was always interested in that and inspired by that. I'm like, "Oh, I got to get together with them and do something." So this is finally we're doing something together. So we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for like bringing this up to me and like reaching out. And in the same vein, I really am so excited to work with you. And I really mean it when I'm saying I'm not just buttering your bread. You really are one of my like top favorite drag queens. I love your art. And so to be a part of your universe is very, very exciting. And I'm really glad we get to do this. So keep me posted. I'm excited to hear all the updates. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem, babe. And likewise, talk to you later.
Love you so much. I'll talk to you later, babes.
Bye bye.